Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make my Afang soup. Like, this soup is one of the best soups I've ever eaten, and it's delicious. So let me share this recipe with you. So for the first ingredient, we're going to be using water leaf to make this soup, and then of course the star of the dish, the Afang leaf or the okazi leaf. And then I'm using blended pepper and onion mix together. I chopped some onion as well to cook my protein and to add later on in the soup. And then palm oil, of course. And I'm using dried catfish. You can use whatever dried protein you like. And I'm using goat's meat, and also I'm using periwinkle. See, I don't think I will ever use that periwinkle that is still in a shell. So this is the one I use, okay? And then I use crayfish, some salt, and then seasoning cube, Maggi crayfish. So to begin with, I want to just prep this leaf. Guys, I know the Cross River people that owns this soup will come for me, but since I discovered this method, I just like doing it. You can the usual method, or let's say the original method for preparing this afang leaf, they usually mash it, pound it, or grind it in the market with that dry grinder or whatever it's called. But then I discovered I could actually blend it, and then it gives the soup this kind of texture that I like. So I can make it with the leaf mashed or pounded or grinded, or I use my blender, whatever mood I'm in. I'll work with that mood and I'll make it. And it doesn't really change the taste of the soup. It just changes the texture of the leaf or the soup, let's put it that way. But it's still the same Afang soup, it's still the same soup. So yeah, this is what it's looking like after blending it. I don't blend it like completely smooth, but yeah, just look at it and this is what it looks like. You can do it this way or you can do it the original way. So let's start cooking. Now, to season my goat's meat, I'm just doing basic seasoning, like seasoning cube, and then I'm going with some salt to taste, and then I add in my chopped onion and water. That's just it, guys. I'm not adding any other seasoning or any other thing. Goat's meat has its own flavor, so I'm just using the basics. I'm adding little water because I don't like my goat's meat too soft. And then just cover and let it cook. Now you can see, guys, that I allowed this meat to cook and the water is almost completely dried, because we're going to be using water leaf, and the way that leaf adds water to soup is still a mystery. So you don't want, this soup is not a soup that is supposed to be so watery or full of water. So you allow your meat to become almost completely dried, and then I add in my pepper. The amount of pepper you can handle, yes, just add that. The amount of heat you can handle, and then I just stir this together just for it to combine with the meat. You can actually boil this or add this to your meat to boil, cook your meat together, but whatever works for you, this is what I did. And I'm adding my washed water leaf. I washed it with warm water and salt, and then I'll just add it to it, cover it, and let it cook for 1 or 2 minutes. And guys, look at the water. Where did this water come from? I don't know. This is why you don't want so much stock when you're cooking this food, okay? Then I've washed and deboned my catfish. I added it to it. At this point, you can add your snail, you can add your dried or smoked chicken, whatever you want to add. And yes, I add my periwinkle, and I'll just stir this together for a bit, like just to combine everything together, not too much, just combine. This soup is fast. Like, this is why I like this soup. It's fast. Just put everything and it's fast, and it's not just fast, and when it's ready it's delicious. Okay, so I'm just mixing and mixing, and I'll cover this and let it cook for like a minute. Then I'm back to check on my soup, and this is the time we add the star of the dish. And at this point, I noticed I used too much water to blend my leaf, but it's okay. It came out delicious anyway. So when you're making yours and you want to blend your leaf, don't add too much water, okay? But like I said, I always like to have water in my vegetable soups. I don't like dry vegetable soup. Like, I feel like, where's the water I'm using to eat this swallow? So I like a little bit of water, but this soup doesn't need so much water. So I add my palm oil. See, everything's entering fast. At this point, adding your crayfish. I mashed mine. You can grind yours to powder, mix everything. Like at this point, the soup is like almost ready. It's almost ready. So I just mix everything together and taste for seasoning, because I want to know if the salt is okay or if the maggi is okay. So now I'm tasting first, and I realized I needed a little bit of maggi, that's seasoning, and I added a little bit of salt as well, so it will be perfect. Okay, and then just mix this to combine, not too much. Your soup is already, in fact, it's ready. You don't want to cook it for too long after you've added everything at this point. So just cover it for like a minute, and that's it, it's ready. And because I'm doing it my way, I'm just adding some chopped onion for freshness, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's it, guys. This soup is ready, like it's done. I'm just mixing it, and when I'm done mixing it, I'm taking it out of the heat because it is ready, guys. I don't know, this soup is taking the place of Banga soup in my heart, because I'm a Delta girl and Banga soup is my favorite soup. But this Afang soup, it's like 90% taking the place of Banga soup in my life right now, because it's so delicious and I make it almost all the time. So guys, if you've never tasted this soup, you're missing. No, you should make it. Like, just make it once and you see what I'm talking about. It's a really tasty and delicious meal. I add this soup with pounded yam. You can have it with fufu, you can have it with gari, you can have it with plantain, amala, whatever you want to have it with. But just know that this soup is delicious. And if you've not subscribed and you've watched up to this point, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.